Hello guys and welcome back to Danganronpa. Previously, we learned that Chihiro was a boy. So now we have to figure out how that fits in with the rest of the case. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Ahem. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
To think that Chihiro was actually a guy. The thought had never even crossed my mind.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room.
But still, that doesn't answer the point. So he's a boy, whatever, right? And he was killed in the boys' locker room, sure. That's still no reason to move the body over to the girls' locker room, you know?
And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd.
Oh, just admit you didn't even know.
I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
Blah, blah, blah. You just can't admit that you were catfished that hard.
This is the most titillating situation!
Thank you for your input.
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
And yet we still don't know who did it, so no, Byakuya. It has not become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Hell no, too easy.
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
Oh, so you're reading the body language. I didn't expect that angle from you.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Yeah, and, he's not like you, Celeste. You're the ultimate gambler, so you could probably hide your body language, but Byakuya doesn't need to hide anything. Like, he's always on the top. He just says what he wants. So when it's not him, it's actually not him,
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt.
Yeah, fair.
He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but...
Oh, come on. Just admit it when you've lost.
It's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct, for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
You're a bit too high and mighty for the word, huh?
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
We don't care.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
See?
If you're really telling the truth, then Why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say?
Hang on. Maybe he didn't write the bloodlust part? I don't know. I can't make any commentary right now. I don't know where this is going.
Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
Nothing is ever clear with you, Yasuhiro.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
You flip-flop so hard.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Yes, exactly, Kiyotaka.
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
A bit less than an ant, actually.
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing we can be sure that we know about the killer. The killer was able to gain access to the real murder scene, which means the killer is Genocide Jack. Nah, the killer's the guy.
I got it!
Since the crime scene was the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. But that's still not enough. I need to find some more clues. But what other arguments could there be? Celeste's account, but how will that help?
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Oh yeah, someone did.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
What? Huh? That's wrong?
Shoot!
Isn't there a single clue?
Well, did nobody get...
I'm sure if someone saw the... Perhaps someone saw the victim.
Yeah. All we need right now is any...
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer.
Oh, here we go.
No, that's wrong! I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes. I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Celeste is like Byakuya flipped to female, gender swap, yeah.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
But it wouldn't even have been evidence. It's normal to have a track jacket in a locker room.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
In any other scenario, this logic wouldn't work. But I guess in this case, yeah, it could be.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
He couldn't have gotten into your locker room. That's why he declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
And that's one of it.
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
Oh, what a marvelous friendship!
Thank you for your input.
The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No, you already have what you need to make the connection.
And you're smiling. Oh, look. It's that smile that says, I believe in you, Makoto. I believe.
Huh?
I don't know. My headcanon is getting weird now.
You know who the killer is.
No, I don't.
Seriously? Who is it? Who's the killer?
I don't know who the killer is.
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of.
Why are you pointing at me?
Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
What? It's a jacket in a bag. How could that make it
Are
obvious?
you sure about that?
Are you sure about that? Joke version 2.
You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Nah, too advanced for this game.
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
So does it mean it's still in there? Since there wouldn't have been an opportunity to go to the incinerator because Sakura was there, right?
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
We haven't even seen the jacket. How am I supposed to do this? Does Chihiro's track jacket really hold some clue about the killer? Somehow, it's really hard to believe. I'm actually pretty lost.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
Huh?
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
How did you know
My
that?
tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even... First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise.
I think it's
So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific?
I got it! It matched the one.
So, what you're saying, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit?
There we go. Okay, I was
No,
right.
that's wrong. Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
I saw him stuffing a track jacket into the duffel bag. Well, I kind of assumed it was blue because I could see it from here. But I guess Celeste never said so. Right.
She never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you... You just...
Hey, Celeste. What color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
Boom.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Oh my god, it was Mondo? That's... I don't think it... whatever, let's see where this goes.
But because I just...
Yeah, it's him, he's cracking.
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
And now his bro is defending him.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died! That's the only possibility!
Thank you for your input.
Cherry? Are you talking about Chihiro?
Who else?
So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night.
How?
He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
But there was a duffel bag.
No, that can't be it either.
Yeah, see? She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. And just like that, she was gone.
When Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
Yeah.
Mondo, why'd you do it?
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it. To put them on edge.
That's right. However...
Oh, Kyoko, you're a bit too sly. But okay, let's run with it.
Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
Really? How?
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
None of these make any sense to me. I'm gonna go with Tok. Oops.
There was a certain turn. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently.
I was right?
You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick.
I personally did not notice this.
And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
Do you notice such a tiny detail?
I didn't.
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
Thank you for your input.
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
There must be more to this. Because if Chihiro trusted him, then there must have been a reason, right? Right, Mondo?
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
I don't know. If you did it, then we have no choice.
Yeah! He would never do something like that! This is a false accusation!
Oh, you have to let your bro go, man. I think he's dead.
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Okay, Kyoko, you're being fair to a fault.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come.
Oh, what do you have to add, Hifumi?
That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
You're a bit too happy considering who it's gonna come from.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
We're out of leads, just spit it out.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then...
Here it is.
Another E-Handbook?
What do you have there?
It happens to be an E-Handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
You found it on the ground, right? Then it must belong to Chihiro's, right?
I got it!
Yeah, because
We
Chihiro's
know
is missing.
Chihiro's handbook
Yeah.
was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed.
Really now?
I was totally sure I'd found it.
Sure you were.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
2 E-Handbooks being busted is highly unlikely.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
There's no evidence in there. There's no point breaking it. And Monokuma said you can't break it.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
You said there was a weak point, right?
I got it! You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
You remember that?
I have to, or else we'll never get through this case. Dang.
Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and 2 of them broke in quick succession, then
Clearly someone knows that there's a weakness.
Then we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
Huh? You're asking me?
Yeah, why not?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
That makes sense.
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example?
Just get on with it.
Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge E-Handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
High temperatures. Huh.
I flippin' knew it!
So that... Hang on. High temperatures. But only Mondo and Taka were actually exposed to any kind of high temperature. So the E-Handbook might have been Mondo's? And then he is probably holding Chihiro's handbook now, is that it?
You knew it?
Yeah, 'cause I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
No, see?
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin.
Do we really need this lesson right now, Monokuma?
If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Wow, interesting. I learned one new fact today.
You sat in there for an hour. You should know this by now.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
I mean, even without being told, you should have figured out by experience.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Or he dropped it by accident.
meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
Aha!
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke?
Yeah, Mondo did wear all of his clothes to the sauna, so he probably brought his handbook with him.
They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Yeah, it's definitely Mondo at this point.
Whoa, seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Taka knows who it is. I'm sorry, Taka. We have to get rid of your bro.
Here's my answer! Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What?
Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
I know you're bros and all, but we can't do anything about it.
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I like how the person defending Mondo isn't actually Mondo. It's actually a good spin. I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Alright, what's Broken E, Chihiro's, and the card reader? Alright.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he
Alright.
says is correct,
I don't
then
know.
Mondo, you broke your own hand.
I don't know which one to pick.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
Works just fine.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
What contradicts handbook works just fine?
Proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
Ah, damn it.
If Mondo's handbook
Could it really
is
be
actually
just as simple as Broken E
then that
handbook?
proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
Okay, I
No,
was.
that's wrong!
It was that simple. I was overthinking it.
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
Ah, here we
The fuck
go.
is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall, isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually worked. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
Yeah, Leon was never exposed to heat.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
No, we already solved that, Hina.
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student.
And that's pretty convoluted, you have to admit.
It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting.
Huh, what did you know? He did admit it.
As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so.
I think he's not gonna say so.
I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch!
What's wrong, bro? Come on! Tell him he's wrong! You are wrong! You have to be wrong! Everything you just said is wrong! You made it all up!
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning?
Oh, is it comic book time?
That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Let's do this. Closing argument. Begin. Alright. I really like this art style. I swear. It's such a cool art style. Alright, so Chihiro was packing her bags. Okay, his bags. And then Celeste walked in, discovered it. Chihiro was saw the duffel bag. Went to the gym. Alright. What's the next step? Came in. Opened the door. Okay. Chihiro was happy to see Mondo. Chihiro put his bag into the locker. Fu. Why this? What's this? Oh no, that was heat. Oh, there were more over here. Okay. Working out. And then the guy walked up. Chihiro, blood splatter onto the face. Okay. Then drop the anvil. Chihiro is dead. He started rolling up the carpet. Started removing the poster. Carried Chihiro's body. He did not die. This was Byakuya, so this is not it. Alright, so I think this is where the reposting came in. Alright, so what do we got so far? This start is probably correct. He went into the boys' locker room, got smacked, blood on the floor, blood on the poster, dropped dead, shocked, roll the carpet, take out the poster, carry the body. I don't know what this is. Use a key card. But where'd you get the key card? Is that it? Let's see later. Carried down here, was tired, swapped the whole scene. Byakuya walks in. How did you even get in here? Anyway, Byakuya walks in. Says Naruhodo. Writes the letters here. Uses the cables here to tie her up. And then the killer himself tosses his... Okay. Tosses his E-Handbook in there, so it's not this one. Probably that one then. Then tosses the E-Handbook in here. So let's see how that works.
The killer is you! First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who is apparently a girl, accessed the boys' locker room. Simple, because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own E-Handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there, and the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. Then, removing the bloody poster,
Okay, so it's not that. What is it then? Oh, girls! It says girls on this one.
the killer is you! Which is why the killer hurried to then removing and finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course, but this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem. And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated. So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter.
What? Oh, okay. He approached it. Okay.
Here's exactly what happened. And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Owada?
Damn. Look at Makoto's face. It's all serious. But to be honest, I was not expecting this at all. Why Mondo? Why would you kill Chihiro? Obviously, Chihiro trusted you enough for, for the secret and all. And it was already mentioned that the plan didn't seem to be premeditated, so I don't know what's going on here.
Wait! This can't be right. Where's your evidence? Yeah, where's your evidence? You need evidence. You need proof. Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him.
Evidence that Mondo is the killer that already revealed itself earlier in the trial. If I can somehow show where Mondo's handbook is right now. Once I do that, everything will become clear. How many tutorials does this game have? If you press the space key, fever time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. Oh, okay. But this only lasts until your focus gauge runs out. Okay. So we've also prepared something called Nega Time that your opponent can use. If the opponent activates Nega Time during the bullet time battle, your tempo marker will disappear, making it a bit tougher to hit the buttons in rhythm. If you were to activate Fever Time at this point... Oh, whatever. I'm pretty sure my Mega Time cancels out their Nega Time. I'm pretty sure... Oh, I'm fighting you, I guess.
Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't
You're the one
listen.
defending Mondo anyway.
I refute you!
Makes sense.
False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False! I refuse to vote! Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False! Show me some evidence!
This should prove it!
That actually got pretty tense there. I had to use the spacebar.
If my thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Oh no, he really did do it.
Huh?
Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
You know, somehow I feel that Mondo didn't really want to kill him. Nice.
Bro, what are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just... give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that!
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting! No holding on! Time for the moment we've all been waiting for! Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What?
Uh-oh, this time it looks like you got it right again. Yes, it is so. The Blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was...
Ta-da!
Mondo Owada.
Unbelievable.
In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful.
What?
I refuse to believe it. There's no way he could kill someone.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? Why?
Ah!
Whoa. Wow, that face though. Why did you do it?
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taken a vow of silence. So, allow me to explain on his behalf. Oh, you're gonna do it.
Actually,
The story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit the control key to fast forward the text. Not this time. And were you really gonna only tell the players they could do that in chapter 2? What the hell? Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak, even though you're a boy. He'd heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and burn himself in further and further into that weakness, to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. Now, nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy. It's pretty extreme, no? But I understand. But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside of him and was not so easily weeded out. As it turns out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak.
Weak.
You know, this is like a commentary on putting unrealistic expectations on people. Like, who cares, you know? But yeah, I get it. Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets, which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack. The armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair.
What?
And yet...
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I don't really want to talk about it right now.
But
I also don't want to leave things the way they are, so maybe I can talk about it later. After I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone. Annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger. Yeah, he actually had the right idea. I mean, not that you should actually care, but if you do care, then doing something about it is actually the right way to go, you know?
that's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so that when somebody says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. I'll get better. With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so... that day, he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his body and mind. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask for someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person his secret first and then ask them to help him from there. That person he went to...
Yeah, that's right.
It was me. Yup, it sure was. The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that even if he had confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep his secret. Mondo?
Uh-huh.
Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was a very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always wanted to be. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help give me some confidence. So he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong. That's wrong. Why does it says Chihiro Fujisaki, but it looks like a Monokuma line? And that was his inspiration. And he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then, that must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro. Huh? Did what he did? You mean, that's not why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room into the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been a part of it, but I don't think it was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he'd made to Chihiro. But how does moving the body keep his secret? Because if everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have been immediately begun to suspect his identity, so he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him into the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook, see? Then Mondo did all that to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro, who'd he'd also killed. Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why? Why did you? Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's impossible. Nothing could have been that bad. Something he didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone?
You're wrong!
It's impossible.
Don't make me repeat myself.
How many times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. There's all there is to it. While we're all on the subject, why don't I tell you? The embarrassing memory. Secret he didn't want anyone to know. You won't know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother. Gah. Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. Alright, this is actually a lot of backstory to process, I mean. But what does killing his brother have anything to do with this? But the only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother's name was Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo had ever gotten on a motorcycle. Vroom va. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Holy crap, this ending scene is so long. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a motorcycle gang, and before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, number 1 in the gang, and his number 2, his younger brother, Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy, but when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation, began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul. The kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya created his gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Could someone like that really be our leader? All that'll do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo learned the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang. Okay, so he felt like he had to prove something. So that's why he killed his brother? because he knew he could never live up to his brother. So he had to make a point to all the other gang members that, no, I can be the leader. Watch me kill my brother. Is that where this is going? Which is why
I
gotta get stronger. Stronger than Daya. Oh, he could relate with Chihiro, I see. Once. Just one time. No matter what. I gotta win.
Don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes. I gotta come out on top. And on the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street... Oh, okay. I see where this is going. Crazy Diamond. But during the race, tragedy struck. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly... Oh, boy. Oh, man. That's pretty sad. Okay, that's pretty sad, not gonna lie. Laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words. My bad, kid. I'd effed up. Sorry. Of course he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened. Hey kid, the rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. Cause it's a team, you and me put together. It's a promise between men. Dang, I actually feel bad about Mondo now. He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang, in order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother. He could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that had caused the accident. And as a result, my voice is breaking because of talking like Monokuma for too long. The team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who disbested his big brother. Daya was gonna lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead the team so bad, he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother. I'm strong. Strong. Oh, okay. The parallels with Chihiro is shocking. And yet, as soon as our killing game began, he realized no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. And then the hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light on his secret. Mondo killed his own older brother. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I'd been carrying around, it all would have been for nothing. So that's why Mondo, after I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with a kind of fuzzy uneasiness and just started swirling around. I never felt anything like it before. I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while, that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety way down in my stomach. And it was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me all this all of a sudden?
Huh?
Because, I mean, you kept this a secret the whole time, right? If anyone found out, you would...
But...
You're right, but...
I want to change.
I wrapped myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. Man... Okay, this chapter is just pure tragedy. Both of these guys just wanted, to get stronger, to get better from their mistakes from their past, and now they're just both gonna die. One of them's already dead. His words were like a knife in my gut. I felt like I was exposing the lie I'd been living myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong. It can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
So what? You're saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying
What?
if I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret?
Huh?
That's not what Chihiro was saying at all. I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weakness, to try and overcome it. It was the kind of strength I've never had. So I was jealous of him. And that jealousy broke me.
What?
Are you making fun of me? I'm strong? Are you effing with me right now?
No!
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo. I felt like I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to just sit back, let my secret get revealed and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
What's wrong?
Damn
Why did you
you.
have to tell me all that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face? Nah, man, you're just getting insecure.
I just wanted to...
No, I just really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I am strong. Strong. I am strong. Strong. Stronger than you.
You son of a bitch!
And stronger than Daya. I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was laying at my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand, and I was just staring at him, down on the ground. Hey. I killed him.
I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo. He was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness that lived in a heart like his, and it turned him cold-blooded. God damn it. Look at him. You see? You're all just like him. For a secret from the past. For a memory. For that, he killed another living human in cold blood. He couldn't cut free of his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? Cause I sure don't. Hope is a pretty big deal with you, Monokuma. I'm pretty sure that's gonna come up later. Just shut up, you son of a bee. Go ahead, say that again, I dare you.
Yep.
Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want. Is what I want to say, but unfortunately, I can't do that right now because the time for punishing is fast approaching. Punishing?
It can't be.
You mean execution?
Well now.
That's what I promised you, right? The Blacken that deserves a piece will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
For Mondo Owada, the ultimate biker gang leader. No, wait.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Alright, that's really good writing because that parallels Byakuya and Toko, only this time it actually means something. Man. This is getting really deep really fast. Well, it has been deep for a while, but like the way it's all meshing together, you know what I mean? Alright, what's going on? He's on a bike. Oh no, he's gonna die via his own niche, just like Leon did. Oh, it's the ball thing where the... Oh no. How is this gonna go down? Two times the fat? Huh? Alright, so I have a pretty good idea how he was killed. He was like literally mixed. That's why it was like a joke that he became butter. But I don't know. Laugh at death and your soul will forever be at peace. It can't be. My brother. Another murder, another execution, and another finished episode. So, if you guys want to see the next chapter, because this chapter is pretty done, leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. So, I'll leave it here for now. I don't think there's any analysis to be made here. I've already said my piece. So... catch you guys in the next one. Stay safe, everyone.